Hello. Should be live. Can anyone hear me okay? Seem to have a bit, I don't know if I've got a bit of an issue here. Can you hear me okay? For some reason my this live stream is a nightmare sometimes. You can hear me, okay, so it is working. It's just let me just refresh my screen. Sorry about this, guys. The live stream, what's going on? That might be better. Sorry, can you, so just to double check, can you all hear me okay? If you just let me know. A bit of a nightmare this sometimes. Sounds fine, looks fine. Thanks, Harvey. Hope you're well, mate. Who else have we got here today? Let's have a show of hands and see who's about. Again, 6 AM here in Australia. So, yeah, early one for me. Been up for about 2 hours already. Drank some terrible coffee because we've run out of the good stuff. So, yeah. Right, okay. So today's session is going to be slightly different. In terms of, I'm still going to pop into the chat and answer some questions and that. And I'll also be doing some track feedback later. The only difference is I'm going to concentrate a little bit more on actually getting some of the work done. So it'll be a bit more of a casual studio session where you can watch me working. And yeah, I'll probably I'm going to try and do a bit of a longer stint, see how I go. But yeah, it'll be a bit more like a Dead Mouse sort of style where, you know, you're just watching me sort of work. I might be popping in and out of the studio, as I would if no one was online. But yeah, I'm going to try and answer as many questions as I can. But if I don't, I'm not being rude. It's just a case of that's the way today's session is going to go. So, yeah, let's have a little look who we've got here. Dean, Anthony. Hi, Anthony. Yeah, 9 PM. This is the thing. So I've obviously, a lot of my followers on here are from UK Europe time, so I have to get up to sort of accommodate that. So yeah. But yeah, so what I've got here is what I started the other day in the 4-hour session, and I'm just going to basically follow on from this. So for anyone that's just tuned in, just quickly as well, for anyone that has tuned in and is new to the channel, basically I do a lot of tutorials on trance, which you can check out at the website at allanmorrowstudios.com. And I've just started doing some live streams. These aren't as in-depth as the tutorials. And if you are looking for in-depth tutorials where I explain everything I'm doing and why, then head over to the website. If you are new to the channel, also hit the subscribe and notification button, and you'll get all the notifications as to when I do go live. So yeah, this is the project that I started with a couple of days ago, and I just felt like having a bit of a studio session to sort of get some ideas down, more ideas down for it. Again, probably not concentrating too much on the mix today. As I stated the other day, I try to separate the mixing and sort of idea stage. I'll do a bit of it as I go along, but it's not the final mix by no means. I think I'm going to sort of take this into the sort of older trancey sort of sound. I'm really liking that at the moment. So I'll give you a little play as to what happened in the last session. nice pads, nice little ARP and stuff, which will probably evolve. But yeah, probably work a little bit more on the intro and stuff today. You'll find the way that I work in sections. So if you've watched my start to finish courses, you'll see that I start with sort of either the kick and bass or the melody and breakdown, just so I've got either the foundations or the main theme of the track. So with this, I've started with the main theme to get the ideas down of where I'm sort of going with it. And today might switch over to the intro, sort of get the foundations there as well. So let's have a little look. Could everyone hear that okay as well? Just to double check. These live streams are very temperamental, so I want to make sure that people can hear properly before I fire away on all cylinders and realize an hour later that no one's heard anything. Let's have a little look at the chat. So we've got Harvey. I've had a good day doing music today, Alan. Made a new melody and have done my kick and subs sounding good. So I'm Span a lot more interested. Using Span a lot more. That's good, Harvey. I would suggest, though, don't rely too much on Span. Your ears are better to rely on. You want to get to the point where you're not really using Span. You want to be able to pick out points in your track by hearing the faults. You know what I mean? Not always looking. It's a good thing to turn to, but I would not rely on them, as you said there. Dennis, Allan, Ableton, I have it. Oh, cool, man. Keep going, Dennis. Thanks for letting me know that it's working fine. Thanks, Anthony Atwood. How are you, mate? Cool. Cheers for that, guys. Thanks for letting me know. So, yeah. Before I start, has anyone got any questions? How's everyone's weekend going so far? As I say, going to be a bit more of a relaxed session. So yeah, you can pop in. I'll probably be doing a good few hours on this, so you can pop in and out if you feel. Hopefully this time my mouse won't die as well. I did charge it. It'll probably be my my keyboard this time. Yep, definitely got to rest the ears, Harvey. Definitely, mate. Cool. So let's get something going. So let's have a look what I've got here. So one thing as well with the track feedback, which I will be doing later, I got stung with a copyright notice because I listened to a track that was on a label. So for anyone sending me tracks for feedback in the future, I can't do anything that's already been signed, because yeah, YouTube stung me for it. So I've got to be careful. YouTube also stung me for playing a sub pad that I created myself, saying it was some other bass note. So I'm having a great old time with this live stream sometimes. But yeah, let's have a little look. Cool. Right, what have we got over here? Okay, so these are some of the ideas that I had before, and that's probably what you're going to see a lot of today. You're going to see things getting created, and then getting scrapped. Something that I would not, I don't recommend making stuff and then scrapping it, but what I do recommend is getting into the habit of, if something isn't working, you can do if you want, but what I found works myself is, something isn't working, after a bit, I learned to sort of get rid, and I generally 95% of the time can come up with something much better, like pretty quickly after it. So don't get too hung up on things. I used to get hung up on having elements inside tracks and be like, oh, I've just spent 2 hours on that, I've got to keep it, but it didn't work with the track, it was shit. So don't be afraid to get rid of stuff. So for example, all this melody, the sort of stuff that I did last time, that can all go. I mean, you can save it if you want, but I don't think it's needed for this right now. It's only getting in the way. So, right, okay. Okay, cool. So as I say, I'm gonna turn my mic off just so you get a bit of a better sound quality. Bit of with obviously, I don't want to sit with the headphones on all day, so I take them off, and I think I've got the sound set up right where I can flick between. But it's better that I turn the mic off at times when I'm working on the music, because the compression settings and ducking and stuff like that can not always sound perfect. So, especially when I'm coming in and out so quickly with my mouth, with my voice, and also with the tune. So I just want to make sure as well that the levels are right between my voice and the DAW. I've brought the mic down a touch. I thought it was a little bit too loud last time. So hopefully that is okay. Hi Stuarty, thanks for joining us, mate. Sam, yes, that's a good idea, mate. That's what I should have just done with that, actually. But yeah, yeah, that is a good idea. I have got loads of MIDI elsewhere. I've just not saved that, to be honest with you, because yeah, it's nothing special. So yeah, I did actually send out a little MIDI pack to the subscribers yesterday. If you haven't already subscribed, you won't now get it because the campaign has already gone out. But if you are looking as well to sort of get free stuff, information on products and stuff like that, do look to sign up, guys. You'll definitely benefit from it. There's tutorials, free tips, obviously product information as well, new stuff that's coming out, discount codes and stuff like that, and you get free samples and stuff. So I'm sure there'll be lots that just sign up and then unsubscribe, but those are then actually missing out on other stuff that comes as well. So yeah, be sure to check that out. And yeah, let's see what else we've got in the chat before I get started. Levels are fine. Oh, what? The levels are fine, but the screen display and audio ain't sync. Maybe me. Oh, that's not good. Why is this happening? Right, can someone else let me know if that's happening to them as well? I'm gonna hit play now. Hopefully that helps. Why is this happening? It's probably the dodgy Australian internet streams. Play. Does that sound alright for you, Harvey? Sorry about this, guys. It's not the most entertaining. It's just I want to make sure it's all right. Sound is perfect for me. Thanks, Stuarty. Kev Roberts. Are you self-taught? Yep. Obviously took tutorials and stuff like that. Done a few studio days back in the day with people like I think I did 2 or 3 days, but that was it. Refresh the stream. Should fix it. I've not actually refreshed one before, so how do you do that? Because in OBS you actually go stop streaming, because then will it then not just end the stream on live on YouTube? Everyone's saying it's all good, so it should be good. I don't want to mess it up if it's not. If there is issues, please let me know, and I'll get that sorted. Right, okay. So for anyone as well, this is the Ableton Quick Start template that I've got going here, which is on the website. It's a template that I use to sort of get started with tracks. As you can see, there's loads of channels there. Nothing in them yet, apart from this MIDI that's already pre-populated. Just simple stuff like your kick and bass and some sub-bass patterns and some claps, because just simple patterns that you use all the time. You don't want to keep having to put them in. So this really sort of helps you get started on a track. If you want to check that out, you can do. That is when this works. Yeah. So you can check that out on the website. But yeah, so that's the Ableton Quick Start template. So I just want to make sure everything's running smoothly. I'm a little bit worried. Hi, Alan, you have a young lad, how are you? Yeah, definitely, mate. I was saying this last week. Great talent. Oh, thanks, Emo. Right, okay. coffee's completely cold now. I'll have to get a new one soon. I'll be on for a good few hours, Stuarty. Is that right? How you pronounce your name? Sorry, is it Stuarty or is it Stuart? Yeah, I'll be on for a few hours, mate. That's one thing that some Ableton users might be able to answer for me. Is there a way that I can set this in preferences so it's always a 1/16? Is there a way I can do that? Drives me insane the way it always changes. I'd love it to just sort of default to 1/16 over there, and well, not so much there, but down here when I'm in the piano roll. Is there a thing in preferences that you can change to sort of have it do that? That gain staging rack, Harvey, comes with that Ableton Quick Start template. It's built by myself, and it's in that template. So if you want in that, you can grab that from. It's within that, so you can take out that template if you want, use it in your own projects, or use it as it's meant to be with this. But yeah, it's a good little tool just to sort of get things moving quickly. Are you using the stuff that was sent to us today, Alan, mate? No. This is just all stuff built from scratch again. I might pull some of that stuff in, but if you're talking about the banks and stuff that I'm using there, that was the bass bank that's on the website. But yeah, the free pack that I sent out to the subscribers, that was brand new bass samples, brand new MIDIs. None of that is already in these packs. So if you are wanting to expand on what you were sent, you can do that. There's a full pluck pack on the website, and there's also the bass pack as well, along with the MIDIs. I can actually show you these if it comes up. Let me. So you have the pluck bank there, and so that's the pluck bank. You have the full MIDI, pack as well. That's there. And for you, Harvey, it worked, but it's not for some reason. I don't know why it's not popping up. I was going to show you the quick template, but it's not working. And you also have the pad sound bank as well, Stuarty, if you're interested in that. As I say, the things that I sent out in the newsletter were just a bit of a taster for what's in the other packs, but they are really good. So, you know, just sort of especially if you're struggling for sort of inspiration. If you're struggling for inspiration and ideas, it's a good little taster to get you sort of started as well, you know. So the other thing I find as well is we all sort of stick to these. Well, when you go on YouTube, you sort of see a lot of basic sort of trance bass lines and stuff, and people don't really ever veer away from them. And I think when you get bass packs and pluck packs like that, you can sort of see the possibilities that you can do with your kick and basses and stuff like that. So it's kind of what I'm going to do a bit today. I'm going to sort of try and get a bit more of a unique sort of groovy sounding bass to go with this. Sort of go from there. Really loving that sort of Mac and Monday sort of sound at the moment. So probably going to look to do something a little bit like that. Are you using the stuff that... sorry, that was right. Yes, I had them going today and they were handy. Thanks, mate. Glad you enjoyed them. Alan, going back to your 1/16 MIDI track question, maybe make a MIDI and make it your default MIDI. Might fix it. How do I do that, mate? I don't know. I don't quite know what you mean when you say that. So I know obviously I can do. Sorry, yeah, I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. Obviously, do 16th MIDI like this and pull it over there and just keep using it. The only problem with that though is it's just a bit annoying. I just wish it could change that, because I might not always have a MIDI. Do you know what I mean? I might create a brand new piece of MIDI. So thanks though, mate. That's a good suggestion. Thanks, Anthony. Yeah, I was I like this. You mean? Where you just I guess that's probably going to be my quickest fix. It's just a little bit annoying. I just wish I'm always looking for like time saving things in the studio. As you know, we all don't have much time. I know it's only a little click, but all these clicks add up over a year. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I was just wondering if there was one, but no worries if there's not. Thanks for the suggestions. So as you can see, for anyone wondering what I'm doing here, obviously this isn't properly mixed just yet. Tend to get everything, all the ideas in there first before I go and mix away. Pointless spending loads of time mixing a kick and bass for sounds that you might not end up using. So just getting some general ideas down there first. If you want more in-depth information on that, you can check out the tutorials on the website for kick and bass. Plenty of them in there for all different sounds. So yeah. How about do that and set that up on your startup template? 1 second. What's that, Anthony? Nothing in preferences to set, but you can right click on there. So will that stick? Will it? If I did that on the piano roll, if you right click and save it, does it stay? I've always found that every time I open it up, it changes, but maybe it's maybe not. What song are you most proud of? What song am I most proud of? I don't know. I think my favorite track. 1 second. I don't know. I think my favorite track. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I accidentally closed down the web browser. Did you lose me then at all? It's interesting to know if when I close down the web browser, does YouTube still keep streaming it? Is it still echoing? Is it still echoing? Okay, cool. Sorry about that, guys. As I closed down the browser, I thought, by accident, YouTube would have cut the stream off. Right, okay, so back to my favorite track, or most proudest track. I think one of my favorites is actually my track Going In. It is, finding it for you now. Free download. Where are we? Is it gone? Here we go. Yeah, so this track Going In. The reason why I really like this one, go away. Master the track. No, go to my website and get those tutorials and master yourself. Yeah, the reason why this is my favorite track is I think it's just takes it back to the old underground club sounds. Nothing too sort of like, I don't know, it's simplistic, it's driving, it's not trying to be something that it's not. It's just a sort of dark underground clubby track, and I'm really proud of the sort of kick and bass in it. First time I played this in a club, I was actually like really impressed with how the kick and bass sound. I'll give you a little preview of it now. Yeah, so this is probably one of my favorite. It just really works in a club. As I say, it's really simple elements, simple sort of gated pad, little synthy stab sort of sound. Continue to let you listen. So yeah, that sort of really works well in a club. Probably one of my favorite tracks, one that I don't get bored of listening to, like a lot of my other ones. So, but yeah, I'll get cracking. Who have we got else in here now? Hello to whoever's new and just joined us. As I say, just currently working on an old. Not an old, 4 days old sort of track, getting the kick and bass line sort of together. So thanks, Robert. Thanks, Kev. So yeah, gonna get cracking anyway. If you have just joined us, as I say, today's session is more about just me working on some music more than I would be sort of answering questions and stuff. So yep, that's that. Okay, so just getting some sort of rough ideas down here for where the groove and stuff is going to go. As I said before, this isn't properly, I'm not delving into getting the sounds properly mixed and stuff just yet. If you are looking for that sort of information on how I do that and why I'm doing what I'm doing, as I say, check out the tutorials for that. I'm going to go and grab a coffee, so I will be back in a few minutes. As I say, it's still only 7 AM here in Australia. So yeah, I'm just going to grab a quick coffee and I will be back. I hope you're all enjoying the session, guys. Let me know in the comments if you are. Actually, I'll answer some quick questions before I go and grab a coffee. Let's have a look at what we've got going on here in the chat. Where are we? I purchased the layering and depth video. Hopefully I will get better sounding. Omar, yes, that layering and depth tutorial, to be honest with you, that's one of my favorite tutorials, and I feel like probably one of the ones that people will gain most from. I won't go too much into it because I'll save that for the people who buy it. But yeah, definitely absolute game changer for me with that layering and depth. That was just through sort of many years of just sort of playing around with synths and stuff, and you know, sort of finding different ways to get sounds to sort of fit with each other and make them fatter and give it more depth, and just a better way of layering, I feel. Let's have a look what else we've got here. Let's have a look what else we've got. Okay, so there's a good few comments in here. Yes, I meant to get in this the other day, but I didn't gonna get soon. Alan said it was a good video. Yeah, Harvey, definitely check that out, mate. What about you? Working on a new track? Sorry, guys, I'm just going through these comments, trying to get as many as I like. I don't want this to be a stream where, you know, I just don't ever answer any of your questions. Let's type one today. Yes, let me. That's me. Evening all. Cheers. Sorry, guys. What's your approach in writing melodies, the Allan Morrow way or the traditional chord progression way? The Allan Morrow way. I like that. Let's have a look. I assume that question was to someone else. Yeah, Harvey, you're going to be stick at it, mate. As I said to you last time, stick at it. Soak up as much knowledge as you possibly can. Hopefully the tutorials that you get from myself, whatever, will teach that you don't need to spend heaps of money on unnecessary plugins that you might never use. But yeah, okay, right, okay, I'm gonna go and grab a coffee, guys. I will be back in a few minutes. Please bear with me. Yeah, I'll be back. And we are back. Thanks for bearing with me there, guys. Have you ever put a dong on it? Oh, yes. What else we got here? Currently got this coffee. It's absolutely terrible. It's that sort of coffee that you have in the cupboard that you don't use for years until you run out because you couldn't get to the shops in time. Tastes like tar, but it'll keep me going. So let's have a little look what we've got in comment section here. It's good to see we've got a good little community going. Be nice for you guys if you could possibly share the live stream just to help out. The more the merrier, and obviously keeps the incentive to keep these things going. So I would appreciate that. Is that a question to me, Omar? The time here is 7:13 a.m. The sun is actually, well, it's actually quite light now outside. But yeah, I've been up pretty early. I have to get up early so that I can catch all you people in the UK and Europe areas. Okay. Right. Let's do some track feedback, shall we? Just to break this up a little bit. Does anyone have any tracks that they would like some feedback on? Serene Loaf, is that the raisin stuff? Hi Ryan. Have you just joined us, have you, mate, or have you been watching for a little bit? Yeah, I think I know what Serene Loaf is. Is that really dark brown stuff that comes in like a yellow packet? Fruit Loaf. Yeah, it's nice. I actually quite like that stuff. Fruitcake used to make me really sick as a child, but yeah, I do actually quite like that stuff. Made for producers. Oh, to be honest with you, mate, I spend most of my days fasting. I don't really eat much in the studio, so I'll like only have coffee and water up to maybe 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. No worries, Ryan. Better late than never. Rory Johnson, I'll go for it. What are you going for, Rory? Oh yeah, sorry. I assume it's for sending me a track for feedback. Sorry, got sidetracked there. Thinking about Fruit Loaf. Right, okay. Yeah, you know the drill. If you haven't watched before, if you send it over to my SoundCloud, I pick at random as always. Send it over here. Drop us a little like if you want. But yeah, drop it in my. This is the best way to do it. Drop it to me, my messenger, and I'll pick at random. Excuse me. No tracks that are released, please, because I got a copyright infringement on the last video, so I can't do any that are already released. Also, if you are new to this, only tracks that you are happy for me to critique, good and bad. Don't want to upset anyone. So just waiting for any messages that are going to come in. Wow, that's a long stint, Stuarty. I used to do long stints like that. Just make sure that obviously they're, you know, I generally found that I would do long stints like that, and then I come out of it and I go, what have I actually got done there? But I know that you're in the learning stage, so it is good. But definitely try to take rest and breaks so that you're taking it all in. There's a lot to digest, and long sessions like that can sometimes, depending on how you learn, can sort of well, for me, I found that I'd come out of them sometimes and be like, oh, and also look after your ears. Stuarty, I've just noticed you said, yes, Alan, hurry back. Is the live stream not come on? Am I not live here? I'm confused. Stuarty's comment has confused me. Yes, Alan, hurry back. Send it over, Harvey. Hi, Elder. How are you, mate? We were having a chat last night, actually, weren't we? So it is live. Okay, cool. Just sorry, that comment just threw me. I was like, I thought for some reason that we might have been still on the waiting screen. Cool. Right, let's see what's in here. See what goodies are in. Still nothing sent. Okay, no worries. If anyone does have anything they want to send it over. Don't be afraid. It's good to get feedback from you for tracks. But whilst that's happening, whilst I'm waiting for some of them to come over. Yep, send it over, Harvey. You're always eager, which is good to see. So let's try some of this disgusting coffee. For any of you that are just joining us, just currently working on this track, it's kick and bass. Just throwing some ideas in. Some people might be looking at this going, "Oh, it's pretty sort of basic stuff." And I've not delved into the proper mixing side of it yet. If you want that sort of side of it, as I said before, go to the tutorials. I'm just jotting ideas down just to sort of give me a bit of an idea as to where we're at. So if you have just joined us, I'll give you a little preview as to where we're at now, and what we've got so far. Not too sure about this yet. So that's sort of kick and bass that we've got. Going for that sort of older sounding style. I was listening to a few Mac and Monday tracks the other day. I love their sort of sound. I think that's what I'm going to sort of go with this. Sort of nice to try different sounds and stuff. So this is the melody and breakdown. melody and that still needs to be evolved, but for now that's sort of a basic sort of foundation for it. Right, okay, let's have a little look in this chat. I'd love to be able to send something, but getting producing at 35 might be a bit much. Never too late to learn something, mate. Never. Ever, actually. Like, if you want to learn something, go ahead and do it. There's no age limit on learning. Yep, send them over. When these live sessions are going ahead, guys, get your tracks and that ready, prepared. That is the Elgato Stream Deck, and it's great. Yep, it's really good. Right, okay. Harvey's just sent a track. Let's see what this is. Sent a breakdown. I do always... What is going on? Ah, cut some through. I don't know what's going on there. Right, okay. I'm gonna go through all of... I'm gonna go through all of these, because Harvey was the first to send them, although I have listened to your track a few times over the streams. I want to obviously give everyone else a chance as well, but I'm going to do this and then I'll move on to these other two as well. So let's have a little quick listen to this breakdown. So I really like that, mate. Nice melody. I like the little quick changes that you've got in there. Sounds good. I think the kick's a little bit loud. As I say, I know it's not finished at the moment. Kick's a little bit loud when it comes in that breakdown there. But yeah, definitely keep working on that, mate. It's a really nice melody. Let's have a little listen. That little cymbal crash that you've got going on there as well, it sort of just goes and then sort of stops. What I like to do, and again, just a personal preference thing, is add some sort of like delay to it or echo or something like that, just so it just sort of fizzles out rather than just goes and then stops. Do you know what I mean? Just, I feel personally, it just gives it a little bit more of a nicer sounding touch. Sounds nice, man. Like I'd say the quick bass changes and stuff like that, and the quick melody changes. So yeah, I'm gonna move on to someone else's track, mate. As I say, Harvey, you've done quite a lot of yours, but yeah, keep sending them, mate. I do appreciate it. Let's have a look. We've got here, Mark Shelvin. Is that an actual joke? You want to take it back, or do you want me to actually? Are you happy for me to have a listen? Let me know. Right, Rory. Let's have a look what we've got here. Is this Rory? Is this a release track? If it is, I can't play it. I've had infringements from YouTube, like ridiculous ones, and they start to ask me to cut things out of the stream and stuff. So if it's already released, I can't give advice on it because the YouTube police will come after me. Mark, mate, honestly, getting feedback, although like I used to thrive off getting feedback from people for the simple fact that it's the best way to learn. Like whatever level you're at, do you know what I mean? Don't be afraid to sort of get feedback. Everyone started somewhere. Everyone did. I might actually try and dig out a track in a minute of one of mine just to sort of give some people some sort of like confidence boost, just to let you know that you can improve. You just got to work hard and take in as much knowledge as you can. But don't, like, if anyone in this group is like sort of starts slagging off people's tracks and stuff, I really don't want people like that here. This is about sort of building people's confidence and helping out to become better producers. So yeah, if I do notice any sort of comments like that, I really, this is not what this is about. It's about helping people, and I want people to feel confident to send things forward, even if you've only been producing 10 days. I mean, yeah, I don't care. I'm here to help. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's have a little listen. Thanks for sending this, Mark. Okay, so yeah, that kick and bass is really nice. I don't know what you're worried about. This area here is a little bit, what's the word? It just needs some more elements in there and just a bit of extra tension building, I feel. So I'd maybe put in like a deep lower impact in there, for example, just to sort of, again, I'm not quite sure whether is this the very start of the track, or is this like bits cut out of another full track? This bass line, this sort of RP bass that you got going here, I'd sort of build this up, create a bit more tension in it. Again, with this kick that comes in, maybe add a crash in there with it to sort of help introduce it. Some rises. I know you got a riser in there, but maybe open up that filter on the bass, or use some more automation in terms of creating more tension in that. If you want a bit more info on that, check out the tension builds tutorials on the website. But no, it's a really nice kick and bass. So. Okay, cool. So really nice track. Only thing that I would say, I feel like your transitions need some work. Kick and bass, you got down pat, sounding really nice. I think I noticed you say in the comments, where is it? I bought your Ableton tutorial for kick and bass. Right, okay, so that's it's definitely helped, which is great. That's really nice kick and bass, man. It sounded really nice and balanced. I think it's just your transitions into, let's have a little listen again. So yeah, just coming into there, just some sort of more impacts and stuff I think might help. Lower end impact, because what you got here, and again, this is just a personal preference thing. It's not always to say that everything I say is like, you know, gospel or anything like that. This is just my personal preference, as always. Just some sort of lower impacts in there, just to help transition through that area there. And again, as I think I mentioned to Harvey before about those cymbal crashes, they definitely help transition if they've got a bit of echo and delay on there. Piano is nice, but again, I feel like it could be a little bit, it's quite dry at the moment. Maybe add a little bit of delay, a bit of reverb again, test it out, see what sort of works. Breakdown is nice. I think you would really benefit from adding some sort of like harmonic sort of pads in there to sort of keep each 8 to 16 bars a little bit more interesting. They don't have to be crazy like in your face elements, just subtle ones in the background might just help sort of drive it along a little bit. Again, it kind of depends what you're sort of going for. At the moment, it's sort of just chugging along, which is fine. But if you want it to sort of like build and build, definitely try things like that. And yeah, I feel again, this area needs just some sort of work on the build and the tension there. But yeah, so let's have a little quick listen to the back. I'm going to listen to one more because I said I would. Not sorry, it won't be one more through the whole thing. I'll be doing some more later on probably. But I did say that I'd do the other one as well, so we'll stick to my promise. Sounding nice though, mate. As I say, I'd be interested to hear what the kick and bass sounded like before you bought the tutorial. It's always good to see how people improve once they have purchased one of the tutorials. So that was the Ableton kick and bass one you said that you bought, which is good. So there you go, guys. As you can see here, someone's purchased one of the tutorials and really sort of nailed the sort of kick and bass there. Thanks for sending that, Mark. Let's have a little look what else we've got here. What was the other one? So Rory Johnston, sorry about that before, mate. I thought when I saw this image, this was the track and I thought it was released, so apologies for that. But it's not letting me play. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, mate. Might have to come back to this one. Is there anyone else just while I'm here? Oh, a quick scan through this one. Thanks for sending this, Vin, if that's how you pronounce your name. Nice studio as well. Just quickly, before I play this ahead, as I mentioned before, I'm getting like YouTube infringement. So if this is a track that's like a rework of something, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, decline giving it because YouTube are like on it. Like I was playing a bass sound the other day, which is a preset that I made. And yeah, they basically said it was an infringement. It was a bass patch that I'd made myself, and they said it was some other track. So if this has got melodies in it, I can't afford to be getting marks across the channel. So if you do want feedback, unfortunately, it has to be a full original. So sorry about that. I just can't chance having the channel sort of blocked for any sort of reason. But thanks for that anyway, Vin, and apologies. I hope you understand. Right, okay, let's have a little look where we're at in the chat and then I can get back to this track. No worries, Mark. Hope you liked the feedback and get something from it, mate. As I say, transitions, go check out some of those tutorials. They'll definitely help you give a much better insight. So here's something for you to sort of try out. A lot of the time we use loops sort of, you know, as they are, whether it's in a 4, 8 or 16 bar sort of loop. One thing that you can try, and it'll also give it a little bit of an extra bit of a groove and just sort of a bit of a change in the whole loop, is you'll see, where is it gone now? Sorry, you'll see here. So I've gone over the 4 bars with an extra loop there, and then looped it, and then I'm going to cut that off to still make it 8 bars. But what you'll find is it's what's the best way to describe this? It's not looping at 4 bars. It's going 5 and then 3. So just sort of gives it a little bit of extra movement. And then you can sort of loop it. So you're sort of like chopping it, or you could keep going if you wanted. And it's sort of like, it's still going to be in time, but you're just moving it around. So I'm probably going to do that. Trick loop, yeah, I guess you could call it that. I've never really thought of calling it that, but yeah, it's something that I did on my track Scrap. You'll hear, if I just give you an example of what I mean. Just gonna find it for you. It's one of the techie sort of loops that I've got. Oh, where is it? Here we go. So this track here, you'll hear with the little sort of, one second, let me pull this over here. You'll hear with the sort of techie stabs that I've got, I sort of change the way that it loops. Sorry, I forgot to turn my microphone on. So in this little mini break here, you'll hear that it's sort of looping as it originally did, but then in this drop, you'll hear that I changed it from like a 4 or 5 bar to like a 7 and looped it that way. So. So you'll hear in there that what I sort of do with that loop, and yeah, trick loop. I'll start calling it that. I wasn't quite too sure what was the best sort of phrase for it, but I guess that could possibly be it. Yeah, so hopefully that's working. Just want to quickly check with you guys. My microphone here shows that it's slightly clipping a little bit. How does the quality of the microphone sound? I'm going to bring it down a touch for when I speak, but I don't know if that's going to mess it up. These mics are sometimes so sensitive. Flips and moves. Yeah, another one. I could use you for my my copywriting on my website for the tutorial write-ups. What's going on in the tutorials? Okay. Thanks, Harvey. So yeah, this is something that you can sort of do with loops. I am just going to have a bathroom break, so I will. Okay, so we are back. What have I missed in this chat? Yeah, let's get a show of hands of who's still here and where you're from. Drop a little comment section. It's nice to know where people are viewing from. And as I say, any shares about the live stream is always appreciated. If you have just joined, just currently working on a track here, just getting some ideas down, jotting some ideas down. So Yeah, and if you have just joined as well, if you're looking for tips and tricks sent to you by email, you can sign up to the newsletter on the website. You get 50% off your first tutorial if it's your first one, and if it's your first order, you can also get 25% off as well. You'll also get some free silent presets. So yeah, and some free samples for you to choose as well. Okay, great. And also, excuse me, anyone that's sort of looking for, one of the main things that I see people sort of struggling with is their mix downs. Now, I'm not concentrating on the mix too much today, but if you are struggling with your mix downs, there's a couple of tutorials as well on the website that will definitely help you. Seen some huge improvements from people's tracks after checking them out, so you can check them out here. There's a Tech Trance one, and there's also sort of a uplifting sort of drive-in trance one as well. But again, the same principles go for any style track. So, you know, it could be uplifting, Psy, whatever you produce, the same sort of fundamental techniques and stuff go when it comes to mixing down. It obviously just depends on the sounds that you're sort of using. So yeah, definitely check them out. And then to follow that, you also have the mastering tutorial as well. Now this is good. I don't always suggest doing your own master all the time, but it's good to have fresh ears on it from someone else. But it is also good to have an understanding of how mastering works, because it can drastically improve your mix down. Sending your tracks off that aren't finished to mastering engineers is going to cost you a lot of money. It's either going to cost you a lot of money because they're just mastering a track that isn't finished or not well mixed down, or they're sorry, let me start that again. It's going to cost you a lot of money because they're either you're gonna get it back, they mastered it, gonna send it to a label, they're gonna say no, sorry, mix down's not good enough, or whatever they say. You then got to do it again, got to pay the mastering engineer again, so on and so on. And then the other thing is, or you got the other thing where you send them a track that isn't ready, they master it anyway, and then they're just mastering a poor track. So having an understanding of mastering and being able to just sort of do some people won't always agree with this, because I know some people, but I feel that it's good to have a good idea of mastering. So you can do a sort of quick master, you can have a little listen to it and sort of see how it's sort of sounding, what sort of levels can be changed and fixed before you go and start paying someone else to master a track that isn't ready. But yeah, so just back to the chat. Let's have a little look what we've got here. Where are people from? Adelaide. I didn't know that's where you're from, Ryan. Barcelona. Cool. Ireland. From everywhere. I don't want to self-promote. What is it that you're promoting, Harvey? I've missed something there. Yeah, Gary Maguire, great producer. Yeah, I like, again, taking care of your own mastering. There's loads of producers that do that, because you have full control then. Do you know what I mean? There's two sides to the argument, I guess, with that. So many people will be like, no, get a professional to do it, which I agree with. If you can destroy a mix if you don't know what you're doing. And if that's the case, then I don't obviously suggest you mastering your own track. But I think learning to have having a good idea of how a master is done and practicing it yourself is always going to benefit you in your mix downs and stuff like that. But yeah, different approaches. I hear so many people say that they get their track mastered, it comes back and it sounds different and they're not happy with it, or it comes back and it's absolutely slammed through the limiters and stuff. So yeah, you do have your own control when you're doing that. Oh yeah, share your socials. That's fine. That's fine. I don't know if it actually lets you share a link anyway. To be honest with you, I noticed that it hides it a lot of the time. But yeah, I don't mind you sharing your SoundCloud pages. That's fine. Yeah, Gary's a great producer. I love Gary's tracks. Play them actually quite a lot when I play out in sets. He got that old sort of Discover sound, which I really love. Well, that's it as well, Harvey. This is why I suggest this tutorial, because if you want to test out your tracks, you can't go and pay someone to master your track every time you want to test it out. So it's always a good idea to sort of have an understanding of it, test it out. You can go there, you go, oh, okay, for example, the bass is too loud, or that pluck's not cutting through, or anything really. It's good to be able to test it, come back, change it. And you might, if you play out in clubs often, you might find yourself wanting to tweak 4 or 5 times, and you then just spent however much on getting it remastered all the time. So it is definitely a good idea. As I said, the mix down and mastering tutorials go hand in hand, and they work really well to produce really good results. So definitely check them out. Okay, let's have a look just before. Yeah, that's the best way to share it, Harvey. Right, back to this. Now again, just want a bit of a self-explain disclaimer here. I know obviously some of these delays and stuff are a bit hectic, but when I come to sort of getting ideas down and stuff, I'm really not focusing on the fine details of how the delay is and stuff like that just yet. Once I get the elements in there, that's when I then go in and clean them and mix them up, mix them in properly. As of just now, it's just that sort of the way I work in the tutorials. I follow like I show you how I work in the tutorials, but obviously in the tutorials I've got to get everything across in a structured manner. I have to get the ideas down there, and I mix as I go along as well, but then I also do the final mix down. But for example, when I'm just jamming like this in the studio and there's not really any main intention or main goal of it like there is in the tutorials, I'm just sort of playing around, listening, seeing what sounds cool. If something doesn't work, scrap it. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not really focusing too much on the delay settings just yet, especially when it's my own stuff, but that's obviously different in the tutorials. So right, so it's just, I will actually go in and just while we're on this, just change. One other thing I would be doing right now is playing other tracks for inspiration, to give me ideas as well. But the problem that I have is that YouTube will be on to me with the infringements, and so I can't use it. I can't do that, unfortunately. I know what I can do actually. What I might do is I'm going to quickly mute it. I'm just going to listen to a track for some ideas. I think this is a good way. I'm gonna have to do it on iTunes. Let me just open up iTunes. Give me 1 minute, and then I might have to just pause it. It's frustrating, this. I wish I could just sort of show you the exact method of what I do, but just give me 1 second. Okay, so I think what the best way for me to be able to do is, as I say, if I'm usually in the studio on my own, and I feel like I get to a sort of level of, right, okay, you know, I've got sort of something going there, but I need some inspiration, I will listen to other music just for couple of minutes at a time, just to sort of get an idea. You know, I might hear a stab or a pad sound or a vocal chop or anything that can sort of help me keep moving along. I find it's really helpful. But with the YouTube copyright infringements, I can't really do that. I'd usually pull tracks in here. So what I might just have to do every now and then is just pause the mic for a couple of seconds so no sound goes through it. It's not going to do that though, is it? It's going to go through the door sound. Actually, wait a sec. Let me just change something. I can fix this. I can do it. That's great. Yep, I've just realized I can route the sound so it's not playing through the door. 1 second. I assume you guys didn't hear anything playing then. This way I can actually get on with my studio day as I usually would without getting hit by YouTube. Let's have a little look what we've got here in the chat. Let's see what I've missed. Do you ever make a bit of house or hard house? I don't make house or hard house, no, but I do quite often have like techno days and do stuff like that. I'm also like breaks, that sort of what the artist's called now? I forgot what their name is. Bicep, that sort of stuff. Do sort of love that, and I love Pride's sort of stuff. His new tracks, that new EP that he's got is insane. What's it called now? Is it The Raid? And can't remember the name of the other one, but great tracks. Okay, thanks for letting me know that, Harvey. As I say, I can now actually listen to some tracks as well, just to keep it flowing and hopefully keep the live stream going, keep my inspiration up. I would suggest that doing that to people with people, you know, if you find yourself like getting to a bit where you're like, oh, not really got any ideas, listen to some tracks that along the same sort of lines that you're going for, just to get some inspiration. It really sort of helps. Yeah, it is bullshit getting copyrighted. That comment won't show up, but yeah, because it's got a swear word in it. But yep, let's have a little look. Harvey Smith, Alan, you probably have experienced this when you have played gigs and have spoke to producers backstage about music, so knowing how to master is great knowledge to speak about as a producer. Yeah, as I say, it's something that a lot of people have to do themselves if they are wanting to test out either that or it's going to cost them a load of money. But yeah, go check out that tutorial. It helps support the channel as well. Okay. How do you feel about the Sennheiser HD600? Not got them or never used them, so I can't really comment. Cool. I will be back in 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna go. Just gotta do something. 1 sec. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so yeah, I can actually listen to some tracks now. Hi Merzo, just watching your melody video too. Are you enjoying it, mate? Is that the writing and deconstructing melody video, or is it one of the other breakdown? Is it the tutorial for Ableton, or which series is it? Let me know. So I'm just gonna have a little listen to some tracks. Sorry about this. What I'm gonna do for the next session is I'll have a little thing that pops up letting you know when that's happening, so you don't just think that it's gone silent. But for just a minute or so, I'm just gonna flick through some tracks just for some inspiration. So I'll be back with you in a sec. Okay, great. So just had a little preview of one of the tracks, just to give me some inspiration, and now just give me some ideas into what to add. So sort of go from here. Just before I go back, I'll just quickly check the chat. Alan, since you have your company / brand AM Studios and you teach trance music, have you got any tips on getting into it? Because I have always wanted to teach others to make music later on in my career. Tips for that. It's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of work behind the scenes, long hours, and I guess you've got to have a knack for being able to teach as well. So one of the best ways to do that is obviously have knowledge yourself, but one of the things is as well is that some people can have loads and loads of knowledge but struggle to teach other people it. Do you know what I mean? They struggle to get it out, get the information across in a manner that allows other people to take it in. You've got to be able to adapt to different people's learning techniques. Yeah, so it's tough. It is really tough. And yeah, I guess you gotta have a musical head on you. You've got to want to really teach, and yeah, you got to be passionate about it, real passionate, because as you say, a normal job will pay the bills and won't have the stress. It depends what you're going for, to be honest with you, mate. It's but yeah, yeah, I would suggest at the moment just getting your own sound down pat and concentrate on that, getting a name for yourself as well. You got to be recognized for people to sort of trust your tutorials and stuff. But yeah, I wish you all the best with that, mate. Right, okay, I'm just gonna get back to this. Harvey Smith, yes, I did. Just press the button. And that came up. Magic. No, it's the Elgato Stream Deck. Okay, so just playing around with some ideas here, seeing what comes out. Sort of getting a bit of a groove going again. So who's still here then? Drop a little comment in the comment section. I can see Harvey's still here. Yeah, that sound, Harvey, I had a kind of, when I first heard it, it's obviously a weird, peculiar sort of sound that you wouldn't usually use, but sometimes you can morph these things into something that sounds good, you know? This is about getting creative, and yeah, it's if you want to look at sort of this sort of stuff in more depth in terms of like getting a sound and creating something that fits with your track, check out the Thinking Outside the Box series. That's what this is all about, just picking sounds that you wouldn't usually use, because we all sort of look for a trancey sound, but then it's all about getting contrast in your mix as well. to sound unique. So yeah, this is what I do, and I'll sort of play around with it and sort of see what works, morphing it around. I don't think it's really working just yet, but one big thing I would suggest to all producers is try things. If you spend 10 minutes trying something and it doesn't work, it's not 10 minutes wasted. It's 10 minutes that you've discovered that it doesn't work, and that you've, you know, there might be something that does come out, there might be something that doesn't. But it's better always trying stuff. I always found if you don't try it, you never know what's going to happen. So get used to trying stuff and seeing what works. A lot of it's about 50-50, I guess. 50% of the time it works, 50% it doesn't, but you do always learn from the things that you try and the mistakes you made. They're not really mistakes though as well. They're, you know, it's all part of the production process. It's how I learned, just by trying out, really. I think I'm going to take a couple minutes break, and then I will be back. Okay. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to take a couple minutes break, guys, and then I'll be back. Sorry about that, guys. We start to see the sun's coming out now. Okay, so yeah, definitely, Harvey. Trying different things is really important. Yeah. For anyone that's just joined us as well, just working on this track. I know some of you are probably sick of hearing this if you have been here since the start, but I obviously have to take into account that there's going to be new people joining us as well. Okay, let's give away something for free. What can we do? Okay. Okay, so if you share the live stream and tag me in it, I'll pick a winner at random later to win a copy of the Spire bank. So if you share the stream on your socials, tag me in it so I know that you've done it, and I'll pick a winner at random later for the Spire Trance bank. That's this one here. This is the bass sounds. There's 30 bass sounds. So yeah, if you share that and tag me in it, I'll pick a winner later. Some really cool sounds from this. What I try to do with this bank is pick sounds that, you know, people really sort of, well, I find myself using a lot. I wanted like quality over quantity with these, and had a really good response to them. So yeah, some really nice clean cutting bass sounds from there, which I'll give you a little preview of. So the bank compromises of some bass drones, some gritty basses, lots of mid basses, and some sort of sub sounds as well. So if you want a chance to win this, share the live stream on your socials, tag me in it, and I will pick a winner later on at random. Okay. So, who have we still got with us then? Give us a show of hands. Let's see who's still around. I'm gonna need some more coffee soon. Okay. Actually going to move this sound into the acid section. A little bit confusing because it's a bit more of a acidy sound, I guess. Right, okay. Is everything working still okay, guys? I've got this error message on the screen saying YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming as such. What does that mean? Again, more YouTube errors. If you could just let me know if the stream is working okay before I continue. Hopefully it is. Hi D, how are you, mate? Inverse Music, hello. Some more people joining us now. Bum, 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 bum. Should bring this down. God knows what I've just done with these pads. One sec. That's not meant to be in there. So what I'm just doing here for anyone that has also just tuned in is I'm just the way I work is sort of stack things on top of each other. So yes, you are hearing the same sort of loop over and over again and new elements coming in, but doing it this way allows me to know that all the sort of sounds that I'm bringing in are going to work with each other. So this whole loop isn't just going to play at once. I'm going to be bringing the new elements that I'm bringing in when I start to arrange it and stuff. So yeah, I generally work like this so that I'm stacking stuff, different elements on top of each other, get them all sort of sitting nicely together. Again, not delving too much into the mix just yet, just trying to get ideas in there. And then when I have a loop like this, arrangement for me is so much more easier. So if anyone's wondering that what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing at the moment. Let's see who else has joined us. So we've got D. Thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks, Harvey. Appreciate it. If you want to thank me and support this, the best way to do that is obviously through purchasing the tutorials. Obviously helps keep AIM Studios alive and support this channel as well. So that's, if you do want to support it, that's the best way. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay. Just to give me a little bit of a break, I'm gonna do some. I'll do another feedback. Give me something else to listen to as well. So I'm just gonna save this. Who's on at the moment? Obviously, I want to be giving feedback to people that are on. If you send your track to my SoundCloud page, Vin. Sorry, I did not really. Vin, are you still on? Just quickly as well, for anyone that has just joined us, I only can critique original tracks. I can't do reworks or anything that's signed due to the fact that YouTube is stinging me for copyright infringements. any of these people on, first one to say that their name, who it is, I'll listen to that one first. Vin, okay. You are up, my friend. Okay, let's have a little listen. As I say, sorry about before, I just can't take those risks. So, get a little cat here. Okay, cool. Let's have a little listen. This is really nice, man. Really tight production. Not a great deal I can really say, to be honest with you. I like the little bass changes that you've got. They are these ones. Them ones just before you come into the next bar. Again, I'd only be being really picky, but maybe look at just tightening up your mid bass a little bit with the in terms of the decay. Possibly it could maybe a little bit tighter, but again, I'm being really picky here, but it sounds really nice, man. Plucks are really nice. This is really nice, man. I really like it. I like the interest that you've got in the intro. You're changing it up, you know, you're changing different sections, bringing things in and out. Just in this section here, it sounds like there's a bit of clashing going on with, I don't know if it's the snare roll that you've got going on and the kick. just around there. It's clashing somewhere. Maybe sidechain it to the kick a little bit. I can't quite work out exactly what it is at the moment, but yeah, just have a little go on. That's really nice, Vin. I really can't say anything about that at all. Great work, man. It's solid. I love the bass pad thing that you've got. Really nice and unique sounding. Yeah, I don't really know what to say. If I was being really picky, just that lead sound that you've got in the drop here. The high up saw sound that you've got. I don't know what the sort of MIDI and that looks like, but maybe just to give it a little bit more movement, try adding like a touch of phaser on it, just so it doesn't sound as static, and tiny little bits of like humanization inside the MIDI. So some notes slightly longer than others, slightly up and down in terms of velocity as well. They can just help give it a little bit more movement. And again, that's me being really sort of picky as to what I would do if I had this track and I was homing in, and you know, if I was listening to it in my studio, it's my track, what would I be doing? So yeah, but apart from that, mate, really good track. Well done. Thanks for sending that. Appreciate it. Some really nice work. Sweet. I'll do one more. But before I do that, I need a bathroom break. So I'll be back in 1 second, guys. Okay, let's listen to one more, and then I think I might wrap it up after that. Who else have we got here then? Who is on at the moment? Give me a shout again. First person to say their name in this. We'll listen to that one first. Yeah, 3.5 hours it's been going for, man. Anyone else want to send the tracks through? Sorry, not send it through. Is there anyone here that's on that I can No, no one else is on from this. Okay. As long as I don't have to download it, Obi, if I can listen to it directly on the page. Thanks, Harvey. If you've got that link quickly, Obi, I'll listen to that. Yeah, these live streams go pretty quick. Started at 6 a.m. It's now 9:30 here. If you have got that Dropbox link, Obi, I'm hoping it's not a release track. Okay, so for anyone that's just joined the live stream, this is what we've sort of been going over today. Let's have a little look. So we started off with the melody and stuff from before in the last session, which was this stuff here. And then today we've put together a bit of the intro, kick and bass, and some cool ideas for pads, pad hits, stabs, stuff like that. Levels are all off a little bit at the moment from the breakdown to the intro, but again, I wasn't too worried about that just yet. I'm just getting ideas down, so... And this will probably be removed. I'm not too sure yet. You'll notice how I put things in and take them out quite a bit, but still not too sure. I love this sound, but I just don't know if it needs to go up or down an octave yet. Okay, so yeah, okay, I'll grab that now. If you could do us a favor in future, Obi, please don't share that email on the live chat. That'd be great if you don't mind, mate. 1 second, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab this link. Sorry about this, guys. I'm just trying to open up this email from Obi. It's crashed. My mail. Having some technical difficulties today. I will be back with you in just a second. Where is... I don't know why that's doing that. Right, I don't know why that's happening, Obi, but it's saying that my mail is not responding. I can see it there, but every time I click on it, it's not working. So I might have to call it a day on that, unfortunately, mate. I'll give you some feedback once this live stream is over. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It's very strange. I might have to restart my computer. Okay, guys. Well, thanks a lot for watching. I do appreciate it. As I say, if you are wanting to support the channel, the best way to do that is to purchase the tutorials, the sound banks already, the templates. But yeah, I'm going to wrap it up for today. Yeah, if any of you are interested in one-to-one sessions as well, be sure to contact me if you want more in-depth sort of sessions based on your own music. And yeah, thanks a lot for joining. Please subscribe to the channel as well so you get notifications and hit the notification bell. And also, just to finish off, as I said before, if you are wanting to look at some of the tutorials, you do get 50% off your first one if you sign up to the newsletter, and also you get 25% off your first order. Also, when you sign up to this newsletter, the code will be sent through to you through your email. So I hope you've enjoyed the session, guys. Again, thanks to everyone that's tuned in. I appreciate it, and it's really good to see a little community going on here. But yeah, I will be doing another live session soon. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye bye.